Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very, very, very well. Okay, let's talk about Ethan Klein. There has been so much, obviously, as we're aware, over the last couple months that Ethan Klein has said or done that has caused a conversation in some way, and we've definitely been having them over on this channel as well. I do also want to say that I kind of sit back on a lot of Ethan's stuff nowadays, just because I don't see the point in... I think he's so lost for, like, trying to have an argument with him or trying to have a back and forth. And I think he's just so stern in his, like, ways. And I just think that there can never be anything productive that comes out of a back and forth with Ethan Klein. And please, that's literally coming from me. And Ethan has, even in the last couple of weeks, had an entire episode podcast named after me. And still, I just don't find the need to have to respond to every little thing he does anymore, because it's not worth it. And luckily, I have an audience as well that really get that and really see that. So we really don't take him that seriously over here anymore, and I don't think a lot of people do anymore. My point with this is there are so many things that I see on Twitter that I get tagged in that have to do with, like, clips from recent H3 episodes or something, and it's people, you know, very angry about different things and wanting my opinion on it. I saw one a couple days ago where literally, like, Ethan made Olivia cry during the episode, and she had to, like, walk off. Very, very, very uncomfortable watch. And again, my only real-time seeing things from the H3 podcast now is, like, it seems that every episode they do, even if it's, like, a members only, there's some, like, negative viral moment from it. So I don't respond to everything, because I find it unnecessary. And I also find it quite draining. I think a lot of people kind of get that as well, where I think it's exhausting, and I don't know how people really do enjoy the show or watch it consistently anymore, because it truly is just... I mean, every episode at its core, like, I truly don't understand, and I don't mean this from a snarky place at all. I don't understand how Ethan is hiring that many people that are talented in their own ways, and he has a set, he has budget when he's not using the money to sue people, and the show is still, like, nothing more than, like, what we do over here, or what, like, a commentary channel would do, or a drama channel. It's, like, it's so crazy to me how, like, they have so much going for them, but yet every episode is just Ethan threatening to sue people or talking about the same person over and over and over again. Or, like, I personally don't find that enjoyable to watch. And that's why I really stay out of things. But my point with this is, pretty recently I saw a moment really doing the rounds on Twitter, and I can't not talk about it. And it is of Ethan coming for Trisha after she announced the name of her new baby, her new son, and he's really coming after her. And I ended up tweeting in response to the video. I was like, so the original tweet is, Ethan Klein again accuses Trisha Paytas of lying about her fertility struggles after welcoming her new baby. What a sad, miserable man. And so this was literally as Trisha had just given birth, right? And I quote tweeted it, and I was like, great to see the uncle celebrating the new additions to the family. And so we're going to watch the clip and talk about it. It's so far. I honestly cannot understand it. Like, it's really, really, really crazy. So anyways, let's get to it. Also, my new podcast with my friend Neve, the Adam and Neve podcast, is launching next week. Thank you to my mom for the clever name. If you're seeing this, please go follow the Instagram account. We are so close to 4,000 followers, and we haven't even launched our first episode. First episode is going to be up next week. It's going to be all about the touring experience and everything about X1 that people wanted to know. So it's going to be messy. So, the Adam and Neve podcast, please, it'll be linked down below. Please go give it a follow. And if you came from this video, go comment on it and say that you came from the video so I can send you a little message of a thank you. And again, we're almost at 4,000 followers, and we literally just created the page. Thank you so much to everyone for the support. I also just love the branding, the Adam and Eve podcast. So please, we're getting really close to 4,000 followers over there. So if you could go over and follow, I would really, really, really appreciate it. And I cannot wait for the episode. Also, the main reason for this is because we're doing an advice section every episode, quite like I did during the live show. And if you DM the account, you can send a voice memo or a DM of things you want advice for, and then we'll be responding to that in the episode. So let's get to this, and then let's talk about it.
Family's beautiful and great.
Yes.
But once again, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to get it out. Trisha lied about being infertile, and that's a disgusting thing to do. She had 3 kids back to back without a single fucking hesitation. Back to back. She got pregnant immediately. Now, that's great and good for them, but she continually lied about being infertile, which is a horrible fucking thing to do because real people go through that every day, and they don't get to have 3 kids back to back.
Okay, first of all, I think as well, just Ethan being so directly involved in this, like, at its core, he literally is talking about his family. If you really, if we really strip this back. This is so weird to be doing. And I was having a conversation with another channel about this yesterday, and we were talking about how Trisha has been very open about fertility issues and the fact that she basically her entire 20s was like sleeping around so that she could get pregnant because she just wanted to have a kid, and that ultimately she wasn't able to, it never worked. And then she said that she went and got HG, whatever the test is for like fertility or whatever, and went through that. And I was talking to this other channel, and I won't name them because I don't want to, if they don't want to be involved in anything. And we were talking about how when Trisha was openly doing all of this, there was a lot of conversation about Trisha's fertility. And I think initially whenever she announced that she was having her first kid, Malibu, the discussion online was definitely centered around Trisha's fertility narrative that she had spoken for so long about, being infertile and never being able to have kids, and then how shocking it was whenever she basically had Malibu. And there was definitely a conversation online about Trisha's story. And me and this channel were talking about it, and we were like, yeah, we were probably also engaging in that. But there's just something so weird about, like, Trisha has now had 3 kids. She's now probably what? I don't know how old the youngest one is. Maybe like 2-3 years into like having her family. And Ethan is like bringing this up again. Like out of nowhere for no fucking reason. Like there's no longer context to bringing this up, right? Like it's not like, oh my god, Trisha's had her first kid and this is so shocking. Like Trisha has now had 3 children, and literally on the day of the announcement of the birth, the kid's uncle is going and doing this. Like this is truly so weird. And I think if anything as well, like watching this is really shocking, just about him talking about like her lying about her fertility in general. And I think being online and seeing people, talk about certain things, I think it really has kind of opened my eyes a little bit more as to what like I should and should not be talking about online. And I've learned my lesson so many times throughout the years. I've learned my lesson in ways of talking about things that don't apply to me, that I would never have the experience in. But my favorite thing about myself, not to like big myself up here, but is that I've taken a lot of that on board, and I don't do or say or engage in conversations or discussions or theories that I once did. And Ethan has an inability to do that. And again, the difference between, say, like me and Ethan is I, first started making videos when I, like, in the commentary drama space whenever I was probably 16 or 17 years old, right? And I'm 22 years old now. And from 16 to 22, I'm able to, like, realize, like, what is overstepping a boundary and what I shouldn't be talking about and what is just weird to be talking about. Like, and Ethan is, like, in his 40s, I think, and he's a grown man 3 years, whatever it is, after Trisha has, had her first kid. And he's, like, just focused on having a conversation about her fertility. It's weird. It really, really, really is weird. Anyways.
Family's beautiful and great.
Yes.
But once again, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to get it out. Trisha lied about being infertile, and that's a disgusting thing to do. She had 3 kids back to back without a single fucking hesitation. Back to back. She got pregnant immediately. Now, that's great and good for them, but she continually lied about being infertile, which is a horrible fucking thing to do because real people go through that every day and they don't get...
And again, I don't realize that when he's saying, how dare Trisha lie about her fertility issues, and then he's saying, people go through that every day. How dare she lie about it? Yeah, people go through it every day. Like the person that you're accusing of lying about it. Does he not see the irony in that point?
Get to have 3 kids back to back at back, exactly planned, just like you want. Fuck that.
I'm a little old school, so I'm just gonna say congrats.
Congrats. Yeah, that's what I say too.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, it upsets.
Like, again, first of all, that very weird moment as well. Obviously, the crew know. This is another example of the crew knowing that Ethan is doing something in the moment that is going to be wildly disliked, and they're separating themselves from it. And I can't believe, like, the crew have to continuously do that. Like, their boss is continuously putting them in that position. But it's weird. It really, really, really is weird.
Upsets me. I don't like the way that she's lied about this shit, okay? You guys don't have to say it, but I will. And that's on 7-Up. And this statement is sponsored by 7-Up. Charity.
We got the 7-Up deal we were waiting for?
Trisha lied about being infertile.
Sponsored by MoonPay.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna be honest. This to me, is totally because Trisha is having the viral moment because of the kid. And I think that truly, truly, truly is making Ethan angry. You know, Trisha is literally everywhere mainstream right now for just having a kid. What is he directly attacking here? The fact that she's having kids. It literally makes sense. It makes sense.
I know people go, oh, she got IVF and stuff. That helps. But if you're infertile, like she's lied about her whole fucking life leading up to this.
Again, I do think there's an element of like poking and prodding to see how long it takes Trisha to respond to things. Because ultimately that would be the biggest dream of H3. Could you imagine the amount of titles and thumbnails that would consecutively be able to live off of that? But my God, it's very, I truly find this like one of the weirdest things that Ethan has done. Because again, even if you wanted to argue context, they're no longer, like, it's no longer in the context anymore. We're years after anyone has had this discussion. Because it's completely irrelevant. And not only is it completely irrelevant, but you as like a 40-something-year-old man to just be, I don't know, talking about someone who like literally is in your family's body and fertility in the context of they've just had a kid. Huge congratulations from the uncle.
She said she got diagnosed that she will never have kids. And she's farmed sympathy for it her whole career up until...
Again, this is just... I truly think this is like one of the worst things he's done. He's done a lot. I think this is very weird. I really think this is very weird.
She magically had 3 family plannings go perfectly without a hitch.
Good for her.
Liar. Shame on her for lying about that. It's horrifically disgusting. But family's beautiful, and that's all I have to say about that. I just think she's disgusting for lying about that. And Moses is a fucking freak for naming his kid Aquaman.
Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll
That
see
goes
you
out
guys
to all
tomorrow.
you guys at home.
It's very weird. I think I saw Nicole had tweeted something good as well. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Nicole Raffi, love. Yes, because we know the ins and outs of a woman's medical history just because she's an online public figure. What a nasty, deplorable thing to say about Trisha Paytas, regardless of how you feel about her as a person. Uncle of the Year award. Yeah. It truly It truly is so weird. And I don't know how the audience watch this and just find this like normal behavior. That is snark behavior. That's worse than snark behavior. You're the only one doing it. You're literally the only one doing it. You are the snarker. I don't know, very weird. Very weird. Muckers, let me know your opinion of this. I will talk to you down below. And again, please go to the Instagram account for the Adam and Eve podcast and DM things you want advice on. We are so close to 4,000 over there. And I will see you all very soon. But this is very weird. Goodbye.